What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Lately Entertainment TV, and this right here is what's going on lately. You already know where we get into some of the latest and the hottest entertainment news. Just in case if you missed some things on your timeline, I got you, okay? Before we even get into some of the stories and into some of the tea, go ahead and hit that notification bell, hit that like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and give me a little engagement or whatever while we get ready for the stories for today, okay? Thank you. Now, before we even get into some of the stories, you already know we got to check in with our mental health. So for this week, I would say that I'm probably at a 8. I'm probably at an 8 or 9. Earlier this week, or the beginning of the week, I went home to Mississippi. So I spent the weekend there. And when I came back, I kind of chillaxed, worked out, things like that, ate good. So I'm feeling pretty good. I would say that I'm at an 8 this week. I can't complain. Yeah. I got some things done. I've been productive this week. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. So comment down below. Tell me where you are this week with your mental health, on a scale of 1 through 10, share it in the comments and let me know why. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's connect, because we have to make sure we look out for each other when it comes down to self-care and mental health and things like that. And I'm just real big on that. Check in with your friends, check in with your family, and see where they are. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a conversation or a check-in could probably change somebody's life or whatever. So that's what I got for this week, mental health check-in. I'm at an 8 this week, so let's get into the stories now. We're going to start off with DaBaby. DaBaby, what the hell is... I don't know. I just have so many questions. I have so many questions or whatever. So if you guys missed this on your timeline, DaBaby saw some kids somewhere selling Skittles and Starbursts or whatever it is that they were selling. He asked them how much or whatever. So, they tried to get a little finesse on. They said, yeah, it's $200. Mind you, the box was like halfway full. And so Baby like $200, how much you selling them for? Pretty much the math didn't even add up. So DaBaby's just like, hold on, y'all trying to finesse me or whatever, no, like, really without finessing me, I would have still blessed you or whatever. But now I'm just going to give you $2 and $2. And now you have nothing. Now, this is where I kind of felt some type of way about the whole situation. DaBaby was recording. So was he recording before the fact because he was just going to record himself doing a nice gesture or something? Like, why was you already recording? I just don't understand. I don't know if he meant to try to play them like that or whatever, but it was kind of odd that he was already recording. And why would you post that? Like, these are kids at the end of the day. Like, it wasn't right of what they tried to do as far as trying to get over and finesse him because of who he was. But I just kind of understand both sides of the situation. Now, days later, your boy Soulja Boy, Mr. First to do every goddamn thing, he recorded himself going to some boys or whatever and whatever they were selling, and pretty much brought everything, blessed them with a bankroll and told them they can keep their inventory. So I think that was Soulja Boy's way of trying to just one up DaBaby, or maybe he was just trying to get in the blogs. I'm not sure, but he did it like to 2 or 3 little boys in the streets or whatever like that. So shout out to Soulja Boy. Low key shout out to DaBaby. I don't know, DaBaby. I didn't really like that. He could have saved that. He could have just saved that whole footage. Maybe he could have came online, made a post about it, made a story about it. But you don't embarrass kids like that. Like, everybody out here trying to hustle, low key finesse. Like, people just trying to get the bag. So like, why the hell would you put that on social media? DaBaby, you dead ass wrong for that. So guys, we have some very unfortunate news to report. Let's send some prayers out to Lil Durk and his girlfriend. Over the weekend, they got into a very bad shootout at his residence, which is kind of near Chateau Elan, or the area of Chateau Elan, which is about an hour and a half away outside of Atlanta. The story is still developing. They're saying that some armed people literally came in the middle of the night, or around 4 or 5 that morning, and tried to obviously do harm to Lil Durk and his family. And so thank God that he had some items there to protect himself, him and his girlfriend India. And there was a shootout. There was gunfires changed and nobody was hurt. The suspects, they ran off. And of course, Lil Durk and India, from what we're hearing, nothing major or nothing bad happened. They're saying that they think the suspects kind of came or gained entry through the woods. I'm not sure, but they're saying they definitely didn't enter the normal way, because this is a gated community. If you know anything about Chateau Elan, there's that type of stuff don't happen there. So if you follow academics kind of had a lot of good scoops as far as this situation. Now he's saying that he received some good information from some sources that are a part of the email blast or the email list from that community. And so the owner or the people that kind of plays a big part in the upkeep or this community are now urging residents, if you hear anything, see anything, and definitely something like what just happened over the weekend, definitely call the police, because I don't think any of them called the police. Only people that called the police were maybe Durk and India, because they were the victims. So they're definitely saying, you guys, if you see something or hear something, make sure you guys contact law enforcement. Whoever is out for Durk, it's almost like they're not going to stop. And I just hope that there is an end to it, without a loss of life of Lil Durk or any more of his loved ones. As you know, his brother D-Thing was just killed back in Chicago, and then months prior to that, King Von, who was Lil Durk's artist, was just killed in November. So it's just a lot. If you're familiar with Durk and you're familiar with his story, it's just so much devilish and negativity surrounding him. So guys, we definitely want to just pray for Lil Durk and pray for his family, for his kids, and for his girlfriend. I'm seeing a lot of people post on the timeline about goals, Bonnie and Clyde. All of that is cute, but to be honest, nobody wants to be in that situation. But I'm sure with how he moves around in his past that he has prepared not only himself but his girlfriend for things like that. And so thank God that no one got hurt. But before we get on to our next story, once again, I just want to send some prayers out to Lil Durk, and any information that I continue to hear, I will be updating you guys on this story. So let's get into the next story. Now, did you guys happen to catch Candy's podcast with Nivea? Now, the clips was all over the timeline. Like every 5 minutes a different clip was coming out, whether she was speaking about Wayne, speaking about the dream, speaking about past drug issues or whatever the case was. So I was just like, I'm looking in the comments, and a lot of people are like, man, this interview made me cry. She was so raw, so honest. So when I had some downtime, I said, okay, let me go and check out the interview. Y'all, if you have not checked out, what is this? Candy Knows Best or Candy something. It's Candy's new podcast or her new show on YouTube. I'm not sure how long it's been out, but it's on YouTube. That's where I saw the interview, on YouTube. I went and watched this interview with Nivea, and when I say I was just so locked into the interview, and even close to the end, like she really made me cry. It was a part in the interview where she's talking about just some things that she overcame, and I'm talking about the raw emotions. Like, shout out to Nivea. I know we talked about Nivea in the last video as far as who she may be dating or who she's, hooking up with or whatever, but I really appreciated this interview with Nivea. I mean, Candy went from top to bottom of how you got into the industry, where did Wayne come in at, where did Dream come in. Very good, honest, raw interview. And if you guys haven't watched the interview yet, go ahead and check out that interview, and shout out to Nivea. Let's go stream Nivea music, y'all. I'm streaming Complicated all day today. Like, shout out to Nivea, and I love Nivea. So we wish Nivea all the best. Okay, our next story. Know What's Going On Lately episode is complete without my girl Ari. One thing about it, Ari gonna give me a story to tell each week, period. Ari is gonna give me, you, your mama, and your cousin to a story each week, period. So let's see what's going on with Ari, y'all. Ari was all over the timeline from the beginning of her party to all this week. Now, it started with Ari going at a stylist that she hired for her birthday that was coming up, the little Players Club birthday theme or whatever. She blasted the stylist named Benji, who is known to work with Emily B, Taina. He's worked with Nikki in the past, so Benji is pretty known in the industry. So, girl, Ari didn't give a fuck about that. She blasted Benji like, okay, where are my cat suits? Where are my dresses? I paid you for this. She said she paid him over $19,000, and she hasn't received none of her things. And he's ignoring her and stuff like that. So I guess that's why she felt like she had to bring it to social media. So she just blasted him, honey. And a lot of people kind of was sending her more designers that she probably could check out, because, mind you, this was a day or two before her actual big birthday party here in Atlanta. So Okay, girl, she figures that out. Now here it is, Saturday, the day of the party. Well, girl, nobody could even report on the party about Ari and Moneybag and everything that went on with the party because everybody was so stuck on the fact of why was G Herbo at the damn party? Her baby daddy, this toxic BS. Like, girl, when I say I was looking at that like, I had to just take a drink. I had to take a drink or whatever. Like, G Herbo, what the hell is you doing? Taina is all the way in West Hollywood or LA, Malibu somewhere with this new ass baby. And you all the way in Atlanta at your baby mama's stripper party. What is you doing? And even if it's innocent, even if y'all back on the good terms, why would you give the blog something to run with, create narratives and all of this stuff with everything that has happened in you, Ari, and Taina's past? And, you know, I don't know if Ari and Taina are all the way back 100. I'm not really buying it because really every chance Ari gets or whatever, she kind of throw a little slug at Taina's way. But Taina never responds. So, and so once that kind of was making its way through the blogs, girl, it came out that Taina had blocked G Herbo. Now, we don't know how long he had been blocked. Girl, I think he was blocked that night when she saw that he was at Ari's party. Maybe they got into it and maybe he just did that petty stuff to try to get back at Taina. I'm not sure. But girl, the blogs was just going crazy. Meanwhile, Ari was on her way to Dubai with Moneybag Yo, like, girl, bye. You know, and she still was liking little shady tweets and stuff like that or whatever. But for the most part, Ari never really addressed the situation. And, you know, but still, even while Ari was in Dubai, she's still throwing shots at the designer. And then now you have the promoters from Baltimore saying, well, girl, now you see how we feel. We wanted our money when you were supposed to come and do this party. So then that becomes a thing. Then Just Hilarious enters the chat. And Ari goes at Just Hilarious like, girl, don't play with me. Like, I had an emergency, blase, blase. And girl, they just pulled up all kind of receipts of emergency or the BET Awards. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So, I don't know. Ari said once she get back to the States, honey, she was going to address everything. And so we will see more unfold from this situation. Now, Just Hilarious is saying that she's not going to respond to Ari. She's not scared or anything like that, but it was nothing to be addressed. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. But we will see more of what happens with this situation. Will Ari get her money back or what? Comment down below and let me know, how do you think this situation is going to play out with Ari versus Benji? Also, on a side note, tell me what you think about G Herbo and Taina. Now, she commented and said, girl, we just fighting. That's still my man. He just blocked or whatever. But you think she did it to save face or what's going on? Now, y'all know we talked about Trick Daddy in the last video too, girl, when the Beehive was kind of giving it to him under his restaurant page after he came for the Queen. Now, Trick Daddy is back in the news for messing with another female. Now, this time it's in Miami where he was getting into it with some girl, some random girl, child, because the girl didn't want to go home with him. And he's just like, I don't spend all this money. Like, I spent a lot of money on you, Diamond. You know, them type of vibes. Like, come on, Trick. And so he's going back and forth. The girl is just like, who is you? Who is you? And then, girl, all we know, Trick Daddy kind of lunged at her or whatever the case is. And then the camera just cut. I'm like, come on, camera person. You had one job. You had one job. Like, give us the scoop. Send it in to Lately Entertainment. And I'll check that out. Now, our next story was kind of all over the blogs as well. And that's my girl, Summer Walker. Now, I like Summer Walker, but Summer Walker was on the timeline like every other day this week. First, it was, well, you know, Summer is always saying some crazy shit or whatever like that. But first, Summer, she was kind of talking about people talking shit about her from when she doesn't have her child. And she's just like, if y'all don't come up off me, because I have my child all the time. Her daddy don't be around, talking about London on the Track. Her daddy don't be around. Only time he come around is on the weekend and to drop off some gifts, take a little picture, and then he leaves. Ooh. I mean, she just threw the whole tree. She threw the whole tree, honey, and somebody tweeted her and was just like, well, girl, we want to hear all about this in your next album because we know how you do. And she said, yeah, and will, and you will, and you will. So definitely can't wait to hear Summer Walker's new album, y'all. And so for the most part, and she did reveal the picture of her daughter, who is so cute. So pretty much Summer Walker was in the blogs all week. A lot of comments are just like, girl, we don't want to hear no sob story because when it was so-and-so and so-and-so, and so-and-so telling you about how London is as a dad. You didn't want no parts. You called them bitter. You didn't give a damn. And you still went on to have kids by this man. And now look at you. Every other day, you're calling him deadbeats. You're throwing little slick shots and stuff like that or whatever. And the girls are saying, we're not feeling compassion for you, Summer Walker. Like, you knew what he was about. You should have listened to the baby mamas. And, you know, unfortunately, I agree. I'm just going off of how Summer Walker's attitude was prior to her getting pregnant. She didn't give a damn. And, you know, she threw a lot of stuff in those baby mamas' faces or whatever. And so now to see her, you know, having this type of energy toward London, I just could care less. I can care less or whatever. Now, today is Friday. So earlier today, Pop Smoke's second album came out called Faith. I think it has 21 or 22 songs on it. But and I think it has 21 or 22 songs on it. I'm hearing mixed reviews. I'm seeing a lot of people on the timeline say, no, Pop Smoke would not have wanted this. Girl, I died. They said Pop Smoke would have not wanted this, girl. He would not want some of these people on his album. So I got to check it out. I've been at my 9 to 5 all day, so I haven't had a chance to really listen to it. But some people are saying, no, it's mid. It's a fail. It's a failure. I doubt it though. Like, Pop Smoke makes good music, or, you know, made good music. So I'm really interested to see what it sounds like. But from the looks of it, a lot of people have a lot of mixed reviews on this album. So I will keep you guys updated on what I think once I get a chance to listen to it. Now, on the topic of music, let's get into the verses. You know, the new verses was announced, which is going to be Dipset versus The Lox, or The Lox versus Dipset. A little bit New Yorkish for my taste. I don't know a lot of neither camp's music. Like, I may know just the main stuff. Will be tuned in, but I don't know how much into it I'm going to be as far as some of the other verses or whatever, but I definitely will tune in. This one, I think they're going to have it at the Madison Square Garden, and you actually can buy tickets. Tickets may be on sale now, and I think that's going down on August 3rd. So once again, I see what Swizz and Timberland is doing with this whole versus thing, and I'm just loving it. Shout out to Swizz, shout out to Timberland, and let me know in the comments who you think is going to win that versus battle. Are you going for The Lox, or are you going for Dipset? You know, Dipset, Dipset, Dipset. That's probably about the only song I'll be singing during the verses or whatever, you know. That'll be it. Now, you know, maybe if Cameron come out, play a little boy, old boy, or something like that, you know, I do a little two-step, but for the most part, I'm just going to be chilling. I have me a little margarita or a cocktail or something, and I'll just be chilling and just a spectator, okay? So, guys, thanks for rocking out with me for today's show, What's Going On Lately. You know, as this show continues to progress, we're going to be implementing more things with the show. If you see any tea on your timeline, or if you catch anything, hey, send it to me. Email it to me, latelyentertainment@gmail.com, or send it to my IG at Lately Entertainment TV, or my personal page, Cassie Lately. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with a friend. We'll be back next week for What's Going On Lately. Peace.